It's at the end of the night, and the brother feeling very tired, quite flustered. But anyway, um, I don't know what people are expecting in regards of change, but I know that the real change that we're looking for is not gonna come by by something or someone just so benevolent. It is going to be very brutal because of the ways of the world, and people are not willing to accept, uh, or not even willing to accept. More like, I would have to say, the driving force that has everyone so docile, per se, especially my African family. I don't care what nobody say. Is the fear tactics and the fear mongering. So breaking out of fear and seeing the world in a different light is going to really shake up anyone, and it may drive them to wreak havoc upon a place in which they have waken up, or will be woken up, and to see what's really going on out here and how beautiful life ought to be. Because like in the words of Dick Gregory, where he said, he's a grown man before he found out the true glory of God, because all his life he was being told about the devil, the devil, the devil, which is a common thing. And so I'm here, as always. I'm always thinking on things, and the things that I'm being shown is very profound. It's kind of scary, because it does hurt a bit, depending on depending on what's being given at the time. For instance, uh, I've come to realize that a lot of people, well, a lot of African descendants that has been taken, also exiled out of Africa, uh, you know, been facing judgment for a long time, and have been cursed for a long time, because nothing happened without reason. The universal God force does not make mistakes, and for every action there's a reaction, right? Cause and effect. We have justice, we have righteousness, which always prevail, no matter what. So I want you to think about that. No one thinks critically as to why the slave trade happened. Why did colonialism, why and how colonialism was so powerful and been reigning in power for so long. There's a lot of things that's not being. I feel like, for all this love that people talk out here, is in songs, is on apparel, this, that, and the third, and especially in a city like New York, where you got temples, churches, synagogues, so close to one another, concentrated in such close proximity. Even if it's another borough, that's still only a couple minutes away driving. So it's still close. You get your dig? And we still live in dirty cities. And we still got like just the behavior of people. It's crazy. It's nuts. So when you question civilization and what civilization ought to be, I mean, me being here in New York and being born here, I don't see it. I'm sorry, it's 2023. Apparently, there's something going on, and it hasn't been dealt with. And the longer that it takes, the more ugly it's gonna be, one way or another. And there's some people right now that's in the thick of it. So, also, let me also go to say that for a lot of people that like to talk about they call on the ancestors, this and that, let me be real and give you some light. When you say you're calling on the ancestors, what ancestors are you calling upon? You have to be very thorough when you're dealing with that. What generational ancestors are you calling upon? Because based on a lot of us who have been Americanized, institutionalized, made docile, X, Y, and Z, etc., you think that we still have a connection back home? And if so, to what degree? Do you even know your tribe before you talk about you calling on ancestors? And you think they're gonna answer you? You think they're gonna answer you? And you don't even know your own tribe? How proud of you? How proud are you of your tribe? And so we don't even rock African clothes here. I say we, because I'm included in this too, no doubt. I never exclude myself. This is why I mainly talk about the collective. But we all got a part to play. I'm humble enough to know I ain't got shit to hide. Moving forward, we are disconnected. I don't even think our ancestors dig us. In a sense, they have a right to disown us because we haven't been uplifted from them curses yet and then to readapt that mother tongue. Are you following me? We're talking in the tongue that has come from people who have colonized us, hence the English language and all these so-called linguistic spells that we under, that some people like to put out there. So I start to think, because if it was real, and we like to talk about Africa this and Africa that, y'all must have forgot that United Nations has been running for so long. I mean, that arena has been in play for so long. Africa has always been there. They knew who were taken. They knew who were sold. Are you following me? Huh? And so now what do we got? Where still a lot of us still don't even know our tribe. So y'all think y'all what ancestors y'all calling on that still got us in the situations that we're in? Here in America, particularly, excuse me, in the Americas, North, Central, and South. Huh? And so I'm coming to a realization of a lot of things, and I'm gonna have to accept what is. I had aspirations on going back to Africa, but that seems to be changing in me now because I'm sorry, like for as much as I've prayed and I've put things out on video, I thought a difference would have been made by now, but it hasn't. And I'm not no gullible ass guy who just wait for something, who think, oh, I put the prayers out there, something just gonna fall on my lap. Nah, that's like some crazy ass mysticism. I don't deal with that. But I've come to the realization that even with the indoctrinations that we've been given, I said to myself, I'm American, man. I'm American. I'm an African who happened to be in America by what means? Oh, my father and my mother came here from Guyana to try to make a better living and end up what? In which a lot of our parents have done, right? Think about it. They left their home. Now, I've stressed for previous videos about going home, but I ain't get no cooperation. I ain't get no feedback or nothing from nobody. When you leave your house tonight or in the morning to go to work, to go to school, to go wherever, where you gonna return on to? Your home, right? And I thought it would be that simple and easy to comprehend, and then let's start making amends with one another to start putting something together to start getting back in touch with our African brothers and sisters back there. But it's not gonna happen like that. It should have been took off by now, as far as I'm concerned. After movies and all that came out and whatever, the Africans who've been here, who came over here to thrive in the taxi business, they got their little boutiques now and all that, restaurants, and this is where we at in 2023. The fuck out of here. The hell out of here. So, as for interracial mixing, that's something else that has to be dealt with too. This is a very complex issue that we're dealing with. I feel like our melanin, matter of fact, just who we are as African people, we are being exploited, we are being used because it seems that we don't know what to do with what we've been blessed with. Let's not forget that a lot of us are considerably held under some curses. Or, in fact, we are still underdeveloped. Because we're not going to deal with all the crazy, spooky shit. Because it seems that there's a crazy connotation that goes with the certain words and terms that we use, like curses, voodoo, this, that, and the third. Because, I mean, it's been inculcated within us for so long. Because a lot of perversions still prevail. And it's like y'all don't see that. So, huh, I'm starting to see things different. I just want the truth to be out. and we have to be ready to die for some things, like, seriously. And so I know one thing in regards of interracial dating and all this marriage. Look, especially if you're predominantly African and you got two African parents, a strong bloodline, you are due for a lot upon the lands in which you traverse, especially that of your homeland. The brother Umar Ifatunde talks about no money happening, this, that, and the third. Well, I'm beginning to see things different. I was agreeing with the brother, but guess what? You can't, brothers. Sisters is a difference. Brothers, men, you can. But it's not as far as just wanting to stick your up in a. No, we got to get back in touch with serious law, duty, learn about covenants, X, Y, and Z. Man carry the seed of life, so wherever he planted that seed, that's what the baby is. I've talked about semen retention. I ain't get no cooperation or feedback on that. So I'm gonna bring it up here. Well, I'm gonna talk about the seed, the sperm. Fellas, when you going into women, you putting your seed into a woman. The 5%ers know, right? When they talk about your woman, you just, yo, bro, how's your earth? How's your earth? This, that, and the third, right? So that's land, right? You can't plant your seed in unfertile soil. Okay, fine. Think about it. Your seed is going into these women, which represents the land. Now, who normally has power and dominion over land? Men, right? So if you go into a white woman who has power and dominion over her land, I don't care what age she is. This is spiritual, which is why churches and all these religions are still here. Because that white woman has a biological father, but she has a spiritual father, in which they could be all under the same house. Are you following? Being of African descent, strong blood, more melanin, what did that contribute to? What contributes to that? How can we attribute that? Isn't it dominant? So what's the law that goes into interracial mixing and dating? As for the woman, it's different because y'all the land. So if a black woman takes on a white man, consider his seed, his culture, and that of who he is, his and their history. What the fuck are we doing with what we have? Including myself. But there's levels to it. This is not going, I feel like a lot of what I'm saying may not even get to a lot of people because a lot of people just can't comprehend and they rather just go get some money, smoke and drink. Anyway, you can bunny hop, fellas. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to put it in that sense. My apologies on that behalf. If you want to step out, you can, but just know what time it is because it's serious. Now, we do have a lot of African building to do, but what is hindering us? Where is this hindrance coming from? You mean to tell me that, with all due respect, white people influencing our affairs and what we do when they came from us and through us? Just what the fuck is going on? They got to be something covert happening, I tell you, between whites and blacks, between the Europeans and Africans, to be more direct and thorough. Anyway, already 20 minutes. I'm gonna crack down on some things and be more. I'm gonna elaborate a bit more on another note at another time. So I done ask people to drop a line to holler at me. I ain't get no holler from nobody. Damn shame. Anyway, it is what it is. Peace. Matter of fact, wait a minute. Wait. Matter of fact, before I close, yeah. Let me say this. Black men, we have to understand that we came up under a particular stimulus in a world that basically, like Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu spoke about, a conspiracy to destroy boys from becoming men. Right? All right. I thought we had gangsters and OGs, this, that, and the third. So I'd be sitting back and I'd be like, how do we let our woman get caught up in the positions that they're in when we're supposed to move as a collective body? And it so-called takes a village. And all these pretty sounding words and ideals and whatnot and concepts. How is it that our superstar woman, Eve, go on to a man of another nation? She stepped out of her house, that of her tribe. Serena Williams, Halle Berry, Whoopi Goldberg. Should I keep going down the list? Because we can name many. And these are women, men too. They're not excluded from this. So what do we have today? And don't forget what I spoke about early on about United Nations when I mentioned them. Think about it. Think about it. So the United Nations has been established for a long time. And I've said in the previous video that they haven't facilitated any programs to uplift their people at the bottom, to teach us what, who we are or what tribe we belong to. In addition to that, look where we are today, which has been happening for years. That every prominent man or woman of African descent that receives the light and they put their talents out there and it gets exploited. And then they go on to mates of other nations. They don't stick within their tribe. Are y'all catching that? Are y'all hearing me? All right, so fine. We did it for the money. All right, no doubt. All right, so we got the money. All right. How many businesses with all the actors and actresses and celebrities? We ain't got a black town yet. But you got together in holy matrimony with the other side and it's all love. This is what we got. Gotta be kidding me. Have a good night. Peace.